Hi, everybody. Jeff again with Story Time. Listen, a question. Do you have a favorite Bible storybook? Here in our house, we have a couple of different Bible storybooks, and there's one particularly that the boys like the most, and it's a cartoon-looking Bible storybook. It's actually very good, but they like it because it just screams of action and all kinds of excitement. And it's a really good Bible storybook. But I really like this one here. This is one that is called I Am, 40 Reasons to Trust God by Diane Stortz. And you can see it's a very lengthy book. It has many, many stories from the Bible in it. But there's one story particularly that I wanted to read to you today. This isn't really a story that has pictures, and so I'll just go ahead and show you this. But then I'll read you this story because I think it's a story that really does teach us some very important lessons, and it's very exciting. This is a story that's called Angels All Around, and it's from 2 Kings chapter 6. The king of Syria began to fight the Israelites, but every time the Syrians planned a battle, the Israelites found out about it and went somewhere else. Who is telling the Israelites about our plans? The king of Syria wanted to know. He couldn't figure it out, and it bothered him greatly. So the king called all of his servants, and he said, "Please tell me, who among us is for the king of Israel instead of for us? How can we surprise the Israelites with a battle if someone keeps telling them where we are?" "None of us is the problem," the king's servants told him. "But Elisha, God's prophet in Israel, he knows your plans, and he tells them to Israel's king." "Well then," the king of Syria said, "go and find out where this Elisha is. Then I can send soldiers to capture him." The servants searched for Elisha. "We have learned that Elisha is in the city of Dothan," they told the king. So the king sent a great army with many horses and chariots, and they surrounded the city of Dothan. In the morning, when Elisha's servant went outside, he saw the Syrian army everywhere that he looked. Soldiers and horses and chariots circled the city. "Oh no," Elisha's servant cried. "What are we going to do?" Elisha came outside and he saw the army too. "Don't be afraid," Elisha said. "Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." Elisha's servant didn't see anyone. Didn't see anyone but him and Elisha. Then Elisha prayed, "Oh Lord, please let my servant see what I can see." And God answered Elisha's prayer, and suddenly the servant could see what Elisha saw. An army of angels and horses and chariots of fire covering the mountain, surrounding Elisha and his servant and all that he could see for as far as he could see. They had been there all the time. They were sent by God to protect Elisha from the enemy king. When the Syrian army came down on the town looking for Elisha, Elisha prayed, "Oh Lord, make them blind," he said. And God did. And it confused the Syrian soldiers, and they let Elisha lead them right to the king of Israel. And the soldiers never even knew it was Elisha, or that he was leading them to Israel's king. When they reached the king, Elisha prayed for God to let them see again. Then he told the king, "Give them something to eat and send them back to their master." So the king of Israel threw a big feast, and he sent the soldiers away. And Syria did not bother Israel again for a long, long time. There's a picture of the army of God with the fiery chariots and soldiers. Very fearsome. It's a really good story, and it teaches us that we can trust in God. And even today, God is still with us in scary times. Even when it doesn't seem like he's there, he's always there. And I think that's probably still a good prayer for us to pray today. God, show me what I don't right now see, and help me to feel the comfort that comes from knowing that you're watching over me. Hope you enjoyed that story. We'll probably read some more out of here before too long.